working on this boat for a really, really long time. And some of you know that, you know that about me, that I'm gonna give you a little history so you have a sense of what happened here. Okay, so about 20 years ago, okay, some of you were not born then, so 20 years ago, my son Ben said to me, he was living in Providence and working at a sandwich shop. What do you think about if I organize about 6 or 8 people and we come to Lopez and we live on the land and we build this boat, an expedition boat, and we sail it and row it to Alaska? He wanted to do it in about 6 months. Well, we realized that the timeline was ridiculous, but the idea was spectacular, and we liked that thing, and so we said, of course. And they came, and sure enough, they came, and they, there's a half a dozen of them, and they got a design, and I helped them, and we built this boat, which some of you know as Tern. And that, sure enough, they built it in probably 9 months or so, and made the sails and the rigging and the oars, and then they took off and they left Lopez and went to Ketchikan and back in 3 months. Open boat, no engine. Wow. So in some ways, that's the start of this story, because Ben's girlfriend partner at the time also participated in building this boat and sailing this boat to Alaska. This was out of her range of experience. Way out of her range of experience. But before she was a boat builder and a sailor, nobody got it. Anyway, she was a writer, and she still is a writer. And she wrote about her experience building that boat and sailing it to Alaska amongst the lost boys. I think she uses that term. It was like hanging out with the lost boys. Dreamers, all of them. Anyway, her experience was grand, and she wrote about it, and I know she's right here. But...
Be careful with it!
Have I said anything wrong yet? Anyway, I'm trying to keep this short. Now, you keep interrupting me, it won't be short. Anyway, so she wrote this amazing story of her experience, and she submitted it to Wooden Boat magazine, and they accepted it. And it's this beautiful read, and because of that, a man by the name of Fred Howell saw this article, and he had started this boat. He and his son, Bill, had built the keel structure and some frames. Fred had a couple of strokes. He was an older man, and he realized that he couldn't continue, and his son Bill did not want to continue either. So, on the strength of that article in Wooden Boat magazine that Becca Liepard wrote after her experience building and sailing Tern, Fred said, "These are the people to get this boat." It was humbling, and still is. So we went and looked at what they had done, and I took Molly with me, because you don't go look at boats by yourself and come home. You will not believe what I saw today. And of course she wouldn't have. We're not getting it. But she went along and she said, "We should get this." And so they were very gracious, and they had materials and hardware and the start of this boat, and they said, "Here." And so we dragged it up here, and that was 18 years ago.
From where? Yeah.
Oh, so they were in Everett. And Cedar Charnley, who participates in this boat at various stages, was also in on, well, he's in on the turn build, and he was also in on going and looking at this boat. And of course, he got pretty starry-eyed as well. I need to work on that boat, he said. And so, sure enough, he did. So, over the years, like starting 18 years ago, we worked on it a little bit, and then I have to go make money. Then we work on it a little bit, and I have to go make money. This was a speculative venture on my part. I thought for sure I am going to find somebody who wants this boat, and I'm going to make some money. Wow. Anyway, any other boat builders here? Yeah, they had to stay home. They couldn't afford the ferry fare. So anyway, it's been intermittent forever, for 18 years. And then finally I got the hull planked. And then I thought, I'm surely going to sell it now. It's this beautiful hull, and it was empty. And you can decide what you want it to look like on the inside. You, the buyer, could say, I want this, and I would do it for you. But nobody said, I want this. The hull sat for 2 years, and then I thought, I'm getting old, and I've got to move this thing or do something. And so I was walking down the dock one day, and I ran into this guy, Mark Smulders. And I said, Mark, I've got this Lyle Hess hull, and I think the interior and the layout of the cabin is ridiculous. He couldn't have agreed more. He said, they're terrible. And so I said, Mark, would you design me a layout and a cabin that works for me, well, and for you, what you think is good? And he said, sure, if you'll build me a hard Dodger, which is like a little cabin for their boat. I knew what the deal was. I thought, you got it. And so I built this little hard Dodger in a few weeks, and I have had months and months and more months of help from this guy. So once we got the design established, we kind of started to really go at it hard, and Cedar Charnley came on board, and he worked for me for, a year plus. Yeah, a year plus. This young man is a brilliant woodworker. He didn't have much boat experience, but that didn't matter. He is capable and adaptable and can build anything. I was so lucky. And then at some point, I can't pay what house carpenters get. So you lucky house builders, you. So in the past little while, it's been mostly me. And Cedar would come intermittently and help out, when I really needed it, and plug in. But the full-on having an employee was kind of over. So the past, some time has been on me. And then I thought, I am getting close to this. We're going to finish this boat. And then, as you know, some of you know that there's only certain tides you can launch on Lopez. This boat needs 7 feet of water and a time when Tim is willing to do it. And today is the day. And we decided this, back way in the middle of the winter. And so you got kind of a couple of chances to pull this off. And I thought, I can do this easy peasy, there's no sweat. And we're just and then it got to be like 2 months, and I thought, and then it got to be 1 month, and I was in full panic mode. But people just stepped up and helped me in the most amazing way. And this boat has been a journey mostly by myself. And my mother was one of those people who said, so she had some rough times in her life, and she said, some days you just have to get out of bed and put one foot in front of the other. That's the way it is. And it was never that desperate for me, but there were days I went, oh man, I don't know if I can move that other foot in front of the other one. I'm a little sick of this. But we pushed, and then, like I say, in the past month or so, the marathon turned into a sprint. And I have been not sleeping well. And and my new truism, if I sound incoherent, is because I am. Anyway, the people who have just stepped up and volunteered have been amazing and heartwarming to me, having spent a lot of this by myself. And I hope all of you, and you know who you are, I'm not going to list you off because that would take till 7:30. I hope you had fun doing that, because it was really fun for me to have you do menial tasks and get things done and all of that. So in the end, I want to just thank really the key people here. And it's Bill and Fred Howell, and I invited him to come, but I don't think he came, who started this project and passed it on. And then Cedar Charnley, who's an amazing woodworker, and Christine Booth, who is Mark's partner, who is was our note taker and aesthetic choice person and colorist and varnisher extraordinaire. And then there is Mark, who really, really made this happen. Without these people and this woman right here, we both wish this was maybe 10 years ago. 15 years ago, and we're putting this boat in the water, and our first stop is Spencer's Spit. And that could be about it, you know? It's like, take a skiff, row ashore, walk the beach. If you didn't live here, you would go there in a second. This is the most amazing place, and so we're going to do that. And anyway, those people, primary people, thank you so much. The volunteers, yes, thank you so much. And we just, like, the past few days have been amazing, between the boat mover and the mast mover and the travel lift operators and people who came, Mark and Christine, and I don't know, is Peter Dennis here? I don't know. Peter stepped up, and we did rigging like crazy yesterday. Oh my God. And somebody made a math error the day before, so there were 2 shrouds too short. So I said, I'll fix that. And I got the saw and the roll of wire, and I cut 2 more shrouds way too short. By 10 feet, I cut them too short. This gives you a sense of like where my brain is at. I thought 19 is like 9. Please. What is that, everything? Thank everybody. Oh, yeah, well, she mentioned them. But anyway, I have to say, my family and Molly's family have just really stepped into this, you know, and I don't know where they got that from, but they just sort of engage and fillet the salmon and get the grills here and make sure it's all happening, and they're good list makers. And you gotta have that. And the grandkids, you know, they have been entertainment. When things go bad, you just look at the kids and you go, oh, I could play with trucks. I could dig in the dirt. Yeah. So there is all that aspect, and I so appreciate them all showing up and just pitching in like amazing. The Bill family, same thing, amazing. Have I covered everybody? Anyway, if I've forgotten you, I'm sorry. Speak to me later. And I will say, I stand here with an open heart and great humility. I am in awe of the beauty and the creation that surrounds me. I am deeply thankful to my family and friends who have helped me along the way, and particularly my ancestors who have come before and made my life so much easier. I want this boat to live a long time. And I want her to have interesting skippers and owners who are willing to take children on adventures that are beyond their dreams. May our spirits dance in the space between us, and let love be the force that binds us.
Okay, I'm coming up next here. Hard to follow that. You can help me, Lynn? No! Yes, so I get to swing the bottle. Yeah, and it has been really crazy these last few weeks getting ready for this event, I must admit. So I tried to put a few notes together in the truck on the way up here. Follow that. Anyway, I just say, here we are standing in front of this boat that was built with so much care, so much attention to detail, so much love of the wood that has shaped her into a work of beauty. Incredible wood that went into this boat, and skill. Stephen has named this boat for the wee birds that have graced his shop for many, many years. And they would come nest in the fiberglass, we hope not, but in under the roof. And then when they were getting ready to fledge, they'd come down and they'd land on his bandsaw, or they'd sit in the cabin of the boat that might be in progress, not inside always, but, you know, just perch on the boat, watch him, sing to him, whatever. Anyway, here we are, standing before this boat, built with so much care, and so much attention to detail, and so much love of the wood that has shaped her.
Are you on number 3 or number 2?
I don't know. When the Irish Droline, King of the Birds, may you guide us. It's 3. Where's 3, Stephen?
You skipped a 4. You're doing great.
Okay. May we carry. May you carry this boat. May you carry us out upon the seas with delight, with courage, with excitement and grace. May you keep us young. As we sail, we're not telling how old I'm going to be this year. May you keep us young as we sail many new adventures. Yeah. Now here we go. Becca, Becca has the bottle. Oh, and I get it. Stand back.
She's a righty, so look out over there.
You got a better swing than I do.
No, you should do.
Don't forget to see the name. Do it. Okay, we christen you Wren.
Yep, I think.